TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
You play it on social media, you are playing it on the app and you're discussing here.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
So, did I do anything now?
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV
You are
Plus.
waiting for Chris, sorry. Tell them that you are waiting for Chris.
Please, we're waiting for Mr. Chris. We're so sorry. Please.
Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petion with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
Why this
I'm
one is
Anand
clear?
Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're
Why
watching
that or why this
Crypto TV Plus.
So it is
TV
collecting
Plus.
Crypto
or
TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Oh, really?
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
Hello.
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto
Ooh.
TV
So it
Plus.
starts in 5 minutes.
This heat
Hi,
is
this is
much.
Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Do we have Mr. Chris?
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bard Watch from Women Investing Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV.
Welcome to the Halving. My name is Christabel Otibo, and this is the Bitcoin Halving for this year 2020, an online event brought to you by Crypto TV Plus. This event will be running until Thursday, 14th of May 2020. Now, for every day today included, we'll be bringing you keynote speakers who we having discussions on the halving, cryptocurrency, everything blockchain technology right here. And of course, the experts will be talking to us from across the globe. Don't forget, you can watch us on all our social media platforms. You can watch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at Crypto TV Plus. If you're on Facebook, kindly like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, the Bitcoin Halving is a quadrennial landmark, and it is one of the most anticipated events in the cryptocurrency blockchain ecosystem. It happens once in every 4 years. The first one held in November 2012, the second was July 2016, and this year's 2020 held yesterday, 11th May. The speakers we're going to be having today will tell us more about this and the significance to Bitcoin. But before we dive in and get all techie, let's go watch some introductory video on what Bitcoin is and what halving is. And for our Nigerian listeners, to make this easier, we also have this video in Pidgin. Don't forget to keep up the conversation on all social media platforms using the hashtag #TheHalving. I'm Christabel Otobo. I'll be right back. right, so joining me on this event is my co-host Brian Adams from Kenya. Hello, Brian. Hello, Mr. Brian. It's nice having you here. All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to begin. I don't know, maybe you should tell me a little bit about it because you have an academy for the blockchain technology. So let's just hear a little bit from you before we move over to our first speaker for today. So, can't hear anything. Can't hear.
With Bloxlive TV, and I work with content creators around the world, and we, I guess, try to curate the best of in order for that to be what people sees if we're going to stand a chance in order to gain mass adoption. That's my side of the table.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I'm Chris Annie, founder of Crypto Hub, Nigeria's first education platform for Bitcoin blockchain and cryptocurrency trading education. The using Bitcoin as a tool for economic freedom is one of the reasons why I'm part of this community, and that's why I'm part of this movement since 2016. Thank you.
All right, so it's beautiful to know that we have experts like you in the blockchain industry for specific purposes. Now, let's first begin by talking about this topic. What do you think about the topic we're discussing today? What are your thoughts? Mr. Chris?
Okay, the first thing first concerning the Bitcoin halving and what it has showed is that Bitcoin works. If I'm to use just one word to summarize what's happening, Bitcoin works. Every 4 years, without even all the old human intervention, we've seen what's happened this period when we have the COVID-19 and the whole economic stuff going on. You can't easily predict the inflation system of any economy. Sometimes you can't even predict when they will print the next money. Or Bitcoin, the economy of Bitcoin is easily predicted. That's what the halving has showed. It's a mathematical system that works no matter how bad or good the actors in the economy are. So it's actually something very fascinating and exciting because for the first time in history, we now have a kind of money not controlled by government, not controlled by individual, not controlled by the bank, not controlled by even my opinion or your opinion. It's that crazy. It's a decentralized system that works.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Mr. Adams, is there something you'd like to ask or say?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris, for that. Well, I have a few questions for you.
Hello?
Go ahead, please. We're with you.
Okay, I think I've just mentioned my thoughts. I just shared my thoughts.
Okay, Mr. Adams was asking you a question.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, Mr. Adams, could you please repeat the question you have for Mr. Chris? Thank you.
Are you sure Adams is mute? His mic is mute.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I guess then we'll just have to proceed on till he's able to join us again. Mr. Nicholas Jackman, please share your thoughts with us a little bit. What do you think of this theme, the idea behind the liberation brought by Bitcoin?
I could sum it up by taking a look at today's newspaper here on Malta, a little island, island nation, not so far from Africa, not so far, a bridge between us all. Right now, we've got 2 of the tourist boats, and they are currently housing migrants who have no means and are put in a situation due to a contract or an agreement they made with people who haven't fulfilled their obligation. You know, in my world, while Bitcoin and the freedom it creates, allowing us to take control of our own money, our own expenditure, it comes with pitfalls too. In a perfect world, which Bitcoin and blockchain allows, there would be an escrow system that those migrants wouldn't be paying for the service until they are delivered at end destination and get to where they want to go. And number 2, when they're crossing those borders, they're able to bring their possessions with them across those borders without all of the troubles that go with being in this situation, being in the scenario. Those people, there's just 200 people out there on the water at the moment, and because in many instances it's because of a lack of identity. Whereas blockchain can provide that digital identity, and in more cases they are people in need, and the UN has even applied Ethereum contracts in the past into testing in order to allow migrant refugees, in order to allow them to have access to funding. If we're going to go to the second story in the page, sexual infections plummet in lockdown. And this is the 2 sides of the liberation of Bitcoin aspect. If you have Bitcoin, you have the freedom to use your own money, but got no backup. You are liable and responsible, accountable for your own actions, your own failures. If you're going to take on Bitcoin, acquiring it, keeping it safe, and having that, being able to make transactions like with Forum Pay without any other intermediary, there is downside. There is risk, and if you play, you can get hurt too. The space is imperfect. I'm going to leave it from here for now for the next speaker.
Okay, thank you so much. I think before I go further, I would like to say if you're listening on any other social media platform, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, you can drop your comments or questions on the comment box. Now, back to you, sir. I go to you, Mr. Chris Annie. First of all, before we talk about Halving and Bitcoin and what it can do for us, I think I would like to say, I remember that when Bitcoin first came, a lot of people were not open to the idea because a lot of people felt that this was another Ponzi scheme. And we can say since 2000, before 2012, Bitcoin has been quite stable for a couple of years now. Now, my question is, so far, has Bitcoin been actually what was promised from the very beginning? Has it really been something reliable, stable, valuable as against what people have feared from the very introduction of Bitcoin?
First of all, when you want to talk about the most secured computing network on earth, Bitcoin is the number 1. When you want to talk about the most secured system of money as regards to store value, Bitcoin is number 1. So if we put security and the store value and a hedge against any country's inflation, ever since the invention of Bitcoin, Bitcoin has 100% pass mark on that. What are the drawbacks? Maybe we can say, okay, the short-term traders who buy and sell, maybe they lose some money from some kind of little volatility. But do you want to talk about secured money? Yes, Bitcoin has delivered on that. Maybe there's still a drama around the speed of transaction that Bitcoin hasn't so delivered 100%, but has it been a borderless money? Very well. Very well. Is it cheaper than traditional transaction of sending money across different nations? Very well. Bitcoin beats that. Secured computing network, the blockchain has not been hacked, but I can tell you the banks won't tell you the truth. Entire banking system across the world, they get hacked continuously. The Bitcoin blockchain has never been hacked. Do you want to talk about downtime and service network? Bitcoin has an uptime of 99.9% since its invention. Yes, it has delivered and it still has a lot to deliver. But you know, if I release an invention and people don't use it, we may not know the potential of that innovation so much. As it stands today, the world is 7 billion people. And I doubt if there are more than 50 million users of Bitcoin globally. I doubt if they are going up to 100 million users of Bitcoin globally. That means there's still a gap. There's still a wide gap. We still have bankers who are not using Bitcoin. We still have education platforms not using Bitcoin. We still have e-commerce platforms not using Bitcoin. Let me give you a practical story why I like Bitcoin. As I stand today, as I talk to you today, I don't have any virtual card. I don't have any credit card. I don't know if my card is here. The only card, ATM card I have is the one from my bank and my company's bank accounts. My personal own, I misplace it all the time. So I got tired of going to the bank to ask again. So I just do money transfer. Now, 2019, and let's do something, or even before, let me even say before 2019. Ever since I bought my first domain name in 2017 for my company, I've always been using Bitcoin to pay because I can't use credit card. I go on Namecheap, I pay with Bitcoin, and my country, Nigeria, for those of you who are listening to other parts of the world, we have a restriction on what we use our cards for. Okay. That's censorship. That's restriction.
Okay, so the Bitcoin
helps me make payments that my bank would not allow me until I start filling in some forms. There are restrictions with that. So the easy thing is Bitcoin is simple for me to use. I just only need to open my phone, make a payment. It's something I did last year, December. I went to book for hotels in Dubai. I paid the Bitcoin via Traveler. I paid the crypto via Traveler. So those areas, people just need to have more exposure on this future. Okay. My bank can seize my money. Bitcoin is censorship resistance. Okay. There's nobody there who is Satoshi Nakamoto, the CEO, telling me, oh, Chris, I'm going to seize your Bitcoin because I don't like you.
Okay.
Or because you're the president.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. Real quick to you, Mr. Jackman. What do you think about the reception of Bitcoin, blockchain technology so far? And do you think that Bitcoin has come to stay? Because Mr. Chris said something about bankers and a whole lot of people being not yet using Bitcoin. And I think sometimes that fear is coming from what if it ends one day? So I'm asking, do you think that Bitcoin has come to stay? This question is for you, Mr. Jackman. Please let's hear what you have to say. Thank you.
A lot of it is going to depend upon when the real money comes in. At the moment, we can see that Bitcoin is here to stay because there's the potential of upside. You know, any bull run that's going today, if Bitcoin's up 3.5% at the moment, which I think it still is, that's because it's retail investors who are working to support it and to bring it across because they believe in the mathematics that this is going to go up.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think Bitcoin is here to stay if it keeps going up from here. Personally, I don't see a currency of the people if it has been held in a small amount of hands, which it is. Okay, so we're looking at since this wallet already, we're seeing an increase in wallets with smaller denominations held. Okay, that is positive, you know. But the reality is that for the likes of me and a lot of people like me and so that dream of holding one Bitcoin or more is not going to occur unless some form of mass distribution event occurs, because Bitcoin, unfortunately, maybe it was destined to fail from the start because it needed to reach into a market where there was going to be more disbursement from the beginning. We have these people who are pretenders, or they're claiming, or who have been hoarding, and they potentially they're maybe not so good for the space. It can't be a currency for the people unless a lot of people have it. Chris's figures are pretty much accurate about who is using Bitcoin at the moment. And we were seeing the numbers of Bitcoin that go unmoved increasing. A lot of the pundits who work for me 3 in one day, they were screaming about this new stock ratio, which showed that technically they're pretending like a price point of 288,000 was likely based upon the stock flow ratio if it holds up in Bitcoin like it does in other assets. But here's the reality is that an unknown amount of that Bitcoin is lost forever because people don't, like I say, people have to accept the personal responsibility. Yesterday, when I changed my phone, my app wasn't backed up. I took in an influencer commission into my Bitcoin.com wallet that was set up for me at a conference. That money was gone. That's €75 or a president. That's happened to a lot of people every day. I don't want to scare people away, but for whatever maths there are, whatever signs showing that things are bullish, we have a lower market cap than we had over 2 years ago.
Okay.
We are currently at a price point that is far lower. We're at 65%, 70% of the price that was encouraged by the advent of a different currency other than Bitcoin that hasn't really panned out yet, maybe 2.0, which is coming to the table now for Libra, Facebook's Libra. It was the last bull run that we saw 8 months ago was due to not Bitcoin, but due to a name that is trusted, a name that is known by 2 billion users who had the potential to bring in a mass adoption. A lot of it's going to depend. It's not necessarily good for Bitcoin. And as my main researcher who worked with me for years and making videos where Toro tells me, Nicholas, it's very rare that the prototype is the end product.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackman. At this point, I think I would want my co-host to say something or ask a question here. So over to you, Mr. Adams.
Thank you so much, Chris and Jackman, for the amazing insight. So probably one question from me. What are the building blocks? Because everybody keeps on talking about Bitcoin is here to liberate people. It's here to create some financial inclusion of some sort. What do you think are the building blocks behind these, can I say, quote unquote, allegations, or behind these phrases? What are the building blocks that make people believe that Bitcoin itself liberates people, or it will liberate the financial industry? So probably we can start with you, Chris, to give Jackman a rest of the time.
For me, first of all, uncensored money is real money. And money you can censor, people can have access to it. Let's first understand that for the history of money, the internet so far has created a whole new platform for how money should be used, or how money is coming, or I will use the word money that even someone in the village can access. As it stands today, I can use my phone in my village, but there's no banking hall in the village. So things have also gone digital so much. It's actually sad. I just saw a video before this event on Facebook on my phone, and the video is showing Nigerians who are in a bank, in front of the bank. Of course, Lagos is not on lockdown. They've lifted lockdown temporarily. Goodness me, why are hundreds of people still in the banking hall? Why? Why are hundreds of people still in the ATM machine doing work? What exactly are they doing? Now, imagine people in the city having such issue to access money. How much more those in the rural community? If we have, now, this is what I advocate for. I advocate for the use of stable coins, I advocate for the use of Bitcoin. If we have more adoption of cryptocurrency, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if people are seeing what's going on in China. Let's even say we are not even. Let's even say we're not even talking Bitcoin and we're more stable coin, the digital payments. All I need is my phone. All I need is a QR code to make payments, and I am done. I don't know if you have experienced this simplicity of using QR code payments for some of these cryptocurrencies. If you say, okay, let's even agree, oh, you may say Bitcoin must take 10 minutes. What about other cryptocurrencies like BNB? What about other cryptocurrencies like USD Tether? Okay, so for me, looking at the way we're seeing it in ourselves, it's physical. It's not something you're reading on paper. It's something you can see now that Africans genuinely and desperately need this. So this financial inclusion thing, we call it's a call. It's no longer like, do we need it? It's a necessity. It is a necessity. If it can happen like this in Lagos, a whole city, one of the largest cities in Africa, then you now imagine what's going on in other cities.
Okay, so how exactly does this, can you say this liberates people? Or probably you can try to define, according to your own understanding, what does liberation mean?
One,
Yeah.
liberation, financial freedom or financial liberation means I can be able to use my money anytime, anywhere, without any limitation. That's number one. Secure transactions. I can be able to transfer money to Brian if I'm in the same village with you and I don't need a third party. And I'm not looking at when network is down or not down. Next, the next one, a edge over inflation over a long time. I don't use the word short term. A hedge over your country. If you have a currency or a store of value that can do in yearly appreciation more than 12% yearly over the year, and let's say in the space of 5 years, it's still doing more than 50%, 40% in asset valuation, not a secured currency. That's it for me. So if you calculate the inflation level in your country or in your country and you compare it to the growth rate of having money kept in Bitcoin as a store of value, compare the growth in Bitcoin. Now, let me give you an example. In Nigeria, 2015, the minimum wage was $82, I think about $30 or something, or about 30,000 naira or something. It was increased. And then the dollar was about three something. Now, if you had $100 in Bitcoin, sorry, the dollar then was 180 or so, some years back. And the minimum wage was $100, 18,000 naira. This is a practical scenario. The same period, you could afford 0.5 Bitcoin with that $100. The same period, 2015 or so, you could afford 100. You could afford $0.5 with the minimum wage in Nigeria. You could afford 0.5 Bitcoin. Brian, let's now go down to 2020. The dollar to a naira is now 420. In short, I bought Bitcoin, I bought dollar last month at 460, 450. And we have more speculation it's going to 570. Now, we are focused on Africa, right? Now, the fact that Bitcoin is denominated in dollars makes it exciting. So for the African man, $100 in 2014-15, when you can buy 0.5 Bitcoin, almost a 50% or 100% increase in minimum wage.
Okay.
Now, the current price of Bitcoin, let's use a benchmark of $10,000 in the past few days. Per dollar. That's 2.something million in Nigerian naira. If you kept that minimum wage you received from the government 2014 and you kept it in the bank today, you wouldn't even get the same amount today. Capital gains is one of the core for Bitcoin and crypto assets for the African market or for the people in Africa.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much, Chris. From what I've heard, the last point that you mentioned is capital gains and also the rate of inflation when it comes to, let's say, defining a currency or things like those. So,
Okay.
to you, Jackman, probably how do you digest this? How do you define liberation, and how does Bitcoin relate to this? And what are the building blocks that make people say that Bitcoin liberates people financially?
Well, the building blocks have been there for 11 years, and building blocks are fine. The math is good, and even all the principles, and even I'm certain that the people who created Bitcoin, they are quite content that things went according to plan. Everything. Even 10.4 was projected here for the Bitcoin halving event, and it was almost touched days previous. Effectively, it lived up to the same. What Bitcoin didn't live up to. So this is something that needs to be rectified. It did prove that it can provide 24/7 liquidity, but unfortunately, it was 24/7 liquidity on the night of March 15th, and when it was coming out, it was the route out for people. I don't think the key building block is to use this idea that Bitcoin is a way to build wealth. I don't know if that is the correct way, because that is going to start. And what I do know is that the building blocks are all in place, but that there's a human element that is destroying the reputation, which is putting fear into people. If I'm I go out and I make content relationships with various creators in crypto and finance and in AI. And when I'm talking with them, for every person that I'm going to find, there's 40 different people pretending to be that celebrity. And they are the people attempting to use Bitcoin and the fact that if you make a payment in Bitcoin, if you want to have recourse, there's no recourse for you legally. Bitcoin not accepted as a legal tender. That transaction never existed when it comes to any recourse that you would have if you were making a traditional payment. You don't have that. Okay, so Bitcoin is great because I use payment. I use it twice this week for making a payment to a provider. Now, normally in freelance relationships, we've all worked as freelancers, and we know the status quo is 50% before you start, and 50% on completion of project.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jackman. At this point, I think we should go for a short break. Now, for some persons, maybe you're new to all of the things we're saying, it may sound very big and vague to you, or it may have sounded so wonderful and you're wondering, but what is it really? And so we have an introductory video. We actually have two introductory videos for you where we're going to tell you what Bitcoin is. Now, interestingly, we have this in Pidgin for our Nigerian viewers to make this easier for you to understand. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Crypto TV Plus. Like our Facebook page.
Welcome
and follow
to
us on
Crypto
Twitter,
Yarns
Instagram
on top
at
Crypto TV Plus. And
now
this
you can
one,
drop your questions, comments, whatever it is you think you want to say right there in the comment section. I'm Christabel Otobo. This is The Halving, being brought to you by Crypto TV Plus. I'll be right back.
Hello, welcome to Crypto Yarns on top Crypto TV Plus. And this one, na KBX Wallet, na bring am come. My name na Christabel Otobo, and I want to tell you about wetin be Bitcoin and how it take waka come for today matter. For 2007 to 2008, one ogbonge word katakata knack the whole money system as we dey use cash and credit. Now some people them when they call Satoshi Nakamoto, whether na one person no, I be there plenty, nobody true know. But this Satoshi Nakamoto, they can write one fresh paper wey contain fresh idea for money payment, and they can call am Bitcoin. This Bitcoin, na computer money, when they go fit past 21 million. This Bitcoin, na money when you fit move sharp sharp. It no get federal government when they control am, and it get better value when make people come they call am computer gold. And wetin make am get value na say, it no fit pass that 21 million, and you fit take and buy goods and services. The internet don't make the whole world one big global village, meaning say, from where you dey, anybody for the whole world fit holla you sharp sharp. And so you fit still send and receive this Bitcoin money from your friend when they Ogbodo Naija or Ogbodo Yibo. Fiam fiam. Because of this Bitcoin arranging. So my people, now wetin they call Bitcoin, now be that. And now on top Crypto Yarns, when KBX Wallet bring you on top Crypto TV Plus, now you take hear am so. My name na Christabel Otobo. Una do.
All right, I hope that was a little bit explanatory to you. Yes, we're still very much, we're talking about the halving here. And I think I have a couple of questions in mind actually. The halving, it has to do with miners and of course reducing the amount of reward that is gotten and maybe thereby putting a control on how bitcoins are being released, how much Bitcoin, how much power the miners can actually have because of the reward. Now I'm going to ask a question. If there was no halving, what would have happened to the blockchain technology? What would have happened to Bitcoin if we didn't have this halving happening every 4 years? This question goes to you, Mr. Jackman. Thank you.
Okay, if it wasn't every 4 years, then right now we'd be in a bit of a non-event, but then we wouldn't be forced to somehow to conjure up enough FOMO to keep this train going. So with the run-up to the halving, you know, led to an increase in price because of the foreseen event. As Chris is talking, this is pre-programmed, this is pre-planned, this is a known that inflation in terms of new supply is going to be reduced, and that should have a consequence.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Chris, you have something to say about this. If there was no halving, what would have happened?
I don't think it's like saying if there's no foundation, we'll just build in still stand. It's something that just has to be.
Okay, you're saying, okay. Go on, please.
Well, can I add something to that?
Yes,
I
please.
think from what Jackman said, I think when you talk about things like decentralization, you know, like everybody keeps on talking about decentralization. As much as there's a lot of centralization in when it comes to the crypto world, you know, everybody keeps on saying that there's a lot of centralization when it comes to exchanges. That they centralized a lot of things, being the liquidity providers and things like that. Others accuse the likes of Tether USDT they do accuse them of manipulating the markets and things like those. I think this whole thing, when you talk about decentralization, you mean how it is the people actually are the ones who have the power in their hands. Like for Bitcoin, it's actually an open source project. So if you want to create your own version of Bitcoin, let's say something like Litecoin, you can actually just do that easily. Or if, let's say, people want to make some edits on the Bitcoin blockchain or the Bitcoin system, they can actually come together and vote and make these specific edits. But we all know that the mining industry of Bitcoin, it's super centralized, since very few big companies are involved in mining of Bitcoin and things like those. But I think that the FOMO or the hype, as Jackman said, without the halving, I don't think there will be enough FOMO or enough hype to keep to keep on pushing the prices up and things like those. So I think the FOMO, the hype, is also an important building block of Bitcoin, and it has actually led, or it has actually pushed Bitcoin to where it is right now.
All right, thank you so much for that. Is there anything you want to add, Mr. Chris?
No.
Okay. You have any other questions, Mr. Brian?
Yeah, let me just pull it up real quick. Give me one moment, please. Actually, close that page. Sorry. So it actually has to do with the liberation thing, since today's topic was to revolve around the significance of the liberation aspect of Bitcoin. So let me just pull that up 1 minute, please. Where is it? I can't find it. Just 1 minute.
All right.
Okay.
But while you're that, Mr. Chris, is there something that you think a person who is still deciding whether to get into the blockchain technology or go into Bitcoin or not should know? Someone who is still trying to make up their minds about if this is safe or not. Is that something that you think they should know?
See, one of the things we've got to understand is that the whole, like Atoyes will say, or BitMEX, this whole thing is about choice. For instance, there are applications I don't believe in. For instance, some people launch a new application on fintech and they say, oh, it's the next big thing, it's the next big bank. And I don't need it. I like my life simple. I'm okay with Bitcoin, I'm okay with my bank. The little one, I do my bank transfer and all that. It's choice. Okay, that's the first thing first. That's why I try, in as much as I educate people, I don't force people into the cryptocurrency network. Because whether they like it or not, in future, there are things they will use. It's still not a force. And we must also understand something, that when it comes to technology, people have the right to options. So it's like saying, I want to force somebody to use Facebook because it's on Twitter. And I'm trying to force someone to use Twitter because it's on Instagram. It's all choice. But you see, at the end of the day, if you understand first how money has transformed, how money is undergoing change constantly, if you understand the kind of monetary system we are in, you will embrace cryptocurrency. And if you don't, good luck with your life.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay, Mr. Adams, are you ready for us?
Yeah, actually, this is a question that I was actually asked some time back by some colleagues of mine. And like everybody, whenever you head to CoinMarketCap or probably CoinGecko or whichever site you normally use to look at how the prices are faring, everybody keeps on saying that Bitcoin has a dominance of over 60%. And so they ask why is Bitcoin the most dominant cryptocurrency, and why, and can that percentage actually come down, and what has to happen for that percentage to drop from 65 to 50 or to 30, or can we even have it's known as a flippening, where you find another coin replacing Bitcoin as
Okay.
the top.
Okay, so the question is,
Crypto.
what is the question, sir? Mr. Adams?
Yeah. Did you get my question?
Please
I
just
can
give us
pick
that.
it up from there. Will I go ahead?
Go ahead, please, Mr. Jackson.
Okay, so in terms of Bitcoin dominance, yeah, Bitcoin is the daddy. The flippening was perceived as possible because Vitalik Buterin, he set in motion with his group, with his team, a supercomputer that had a lot of use, and also the end result being, I think it's 35 projects within the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the world actually run off that system. Bitcoin has to remain dominant because look how easy it was to create Litecoin. Look how easy it was to create Flashcoin, to change up the code in order to replicate and to create new currency. You could create whatever about the Bitcoin halving and inflation adjustment. We can create how many tokens? I mean, how many units that were supposed to have a value were created in the ICO craze? You just like people were looking, there's extra 3 zeros here, extra fucking 16 zeros there. And if you went anywhere near a Waves wallet, you don't even know what the amount of tokens of that were supposed to have a value, and that traders were foolish enough to believe would have a value. Everything had a minimum market cap of that company would be a minimum of 500,000, 1 million. People were paying. We're 3 years down the road, and how far along really are we? Has Bitcoin become a legal currency anywhere really of use? We're down the road, and how far along are we in terms of the actual numbers? Are we to go into
Okay, sorry about that. I think we lost him there for a minute. Okay.
What's needed in order for that dominance change? That's about particular projects. So, for example, I'm sitting in Chile's skyscraper here in Malta, and they entered into this of tokenization within football teams, within popular in Africa, and big huge teams signed up to that, so that people will.
So we have
the derivative market, all financial assets has been in control of a small few. Perhaps it's when now with the capabilities of 10 years of blockchain advancement, Bitcoin advancement, but blockchain advancement has allowed us to do in terms of taking back that control also. And it's those new assets that will be created when they are popular, when they are successful, when they are a solid method for companies to fundraise and for companies to be valued and traded, then the onus will come off of Bitcoin, because those different tokens will have values of their own. And it's insane, really, that Bitcoin has such high dominance. When here on Malta, from Serbia, we developed the currency Alien Coin, 175, basically the same number of tokens as was the WoW signal. It created, and yes, it was created to have value. But if people around the world have that power in their hands, and 5, 6, 7,000, there's probably 10 new currencies created today.
Okay.
If that power is in people's hands, then the question is, either they're no good because that dominance shouldn't be as high as it is, or Bitcoin is amazing.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. I would like to ask you this question, Mr. Chris Annie, because being indigenous here, you will be able to answer this question. What are the challenges that Bitcoin faces in Nigeria, and what can cryptocurrency companies do to push the Bitcoin out to the people, for more people to buy into the idea of blockchain technology? What are the challenges? The question is, what are the challenges Bitcoin faces, and what can cryptocurrency companies do to push it out, push out the idea to the Nigerian society?
See, people have not started accepting the fact that people have not accepted the platform or use Bitcoin as a platform where they could receive payments is a big challenge. We've also had the issue of people using cryptocurrency as Ponzi scheme. Not only that, a lot of people seem to have this mentality where people really want to just make fast money. So they only view cryptocurrency as a means to just make quick money. That mentality is bad. That mentality is poor. And because with that mentality, people don't really now know the true value of just holding Bitcoin or keeping Bitcoin. So because they hear Bitcoin is the largest rewarding investment in the past 10 years, they're like, okay, guys, I want to make money through Bitcoin. And they come into Bitcoin and they don't have patience. They get in when it's 9,000. Tomorrow it's 8,000. Like, oh no, this thing is a Ponzi. This thing is a scam. This thing is bad. And so it's one of the things. For me, the truth be told, with all my experience in the number of days on Bitcoin, someone who does not have a long-term perspective on Bitcoin will not survive the Bitcoin economy. If you don't have a long-term perspective and you don't have the right orientation. And the problem is that people with their ignorance are not ready to really sit down and know what this technology holds for us. Why are there no mining farms in Nigeria? Of course, we know the challenges of light and all those things, but why are there no other infrastructures we're building? Why are there no reputable exchange in Nigeria, owned Nigerians, not P2P exchange? So there's a lot of economic factors, socioeconomic factor, the mentality of people receiving it. And people see that most times Bitcoin is being traded also. There's a stain on it that we have people who do what they call Yahoo, 419, online, internet scams. Most of them use, quite a number use Bitcoin. These things are some of the challenges. In as much as I advocate for education, I'm a big believer. I'm sure I'm one of the first guys who started monetizing crypto education in Africa. But in as much as we want to do, you discover that people who still come into it are still very small.
Okay, so what are the solutions that cryptocurrency companies in Nigeria can offer? How can we push this out to the society?
Before the cryptocurrency companies in Nigeria should start coming together to have collaborative efforts to push something like that. Let me give an example. With the OTC market in Nigeria, it's quite not good that we don't have. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say we have a breaking news. Nigeria's leading Bitcoin exchange platform or crypto exchange platform, XYZ, is now worth $1 billion. Do you know what that news will do? Do you know what that means? Imagine if Binance is Nigeria owned and CZ is a Nigerian, and you hear a news like Nigeria's exchange, Binance, now worth $1 billion after making over $200 million in profits. Okay. So we should start forming real-time crypto systems, structures that will really make people know that this isn't just about come and buy Bitcoin, come and sell Bitcoin and go, even though trading is a major part of the system. Okay. I need to start seeing traders, organizations come together and we're like, okay, we want to have our own pool to dominate the African market. Not just my exchange and my exchange, my own platform, my own platform.
Okay.
It's not sending a good signal. It's not sending a good signal also to even our top guys who are the investors. The reason why Flutterwave could listen to Binance is because they came in with liquidity, they came in with the money, they came in with the structure. We have the money, we have it, but which is scattered. So there's a lot. It's a whole new discussion that even boils down to even the attitude of the people in this part of the world in receiving new technology.
Okay.
Africa is poor. Africa is a poor continent. Let's forget whether we are rich in mineral resources. Those things don't count bullshit again in the current world. If you like, have oil, have coal, have all kinds of mineral resources, and you don't have human capacity and human strength and leadership. It's all nonsense. So if the current people who should be using them still need to survive day to day, it will be hard for them to still embrace this thing. Of course, I know that a tiny number of population of our youths in Nigeria are also accepting, but outside that, what more?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. Now, Mr. Jackson, I would like you to answer this from your country's, from your point of view, because I just asked this question as an indigenous question as per the challenges Bitcoin faces in Nigeria and how we can fix in Nigeria. So now I want to ask you this question. What are the challenges Bitcoin faces generally in the world, and how can the world companies, cryptocurrency companies, fix this? Real quick, please. Thank you, sir.
From what I've seen and what I've read down the years, no country faces the problems that Bitcoin solves more steeply than Nigeria, in terms of your restrictions from receiving payments through PayPal, removing the ability for people to work digitally through different platforms. Nigeria, and there's a reason today why the figures are coming out from Nigeria that in terms of the search terms for Bitcoin halving, that you were the largest in the world, fortunately. And Africa's greatest economy. In the world, we still have that underlying issue that no one is going to make this legal currency, and it's got to get back to the whole topic of this conversation. Bitcoin almost needs to continue to exist outside of that sphere of influence that any would-be government would try to control it. It has to evade whatever might be underlying. Right. It has to evade whatever are the underlying motivations behind some of the larger countries, why they perhaps are allowing the mining of Bitcoin to become centralized. What has to happen for Bitcoin to succeed in the world is probably an event quite like COVID, an event that gives opportunity for the world's governments to start to control us more, which we already see ourselves, in reality, we have become more docile, more subservient, more willing to obey any direction from our governments. And, this is a power that we're giving to them. If Bitcoin is going to succeed, it needs exactly the circumstance now. It's like, perhaps Bitcoin has the world and the Fed and the printing of money, everything has fed into Bitcoin's favor now. What we need, personally, what I believe will help is Bloxlive TV, Crypto TV Plus, producing content on a daily basis that when people see it, they're going to be tuned in and not turned off.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Adams, is there any other question you would like to ask? All right, in the absence of none, let's just go for a quick break.
Okay.
And okay, you're there. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So recently I came across a friend of mine saying that the Fed actually owns everything. In that let's say if you want to exchange, or how he was actually saying it is that Bitcoin is actually paired against the US dollar, So it's like if the Fed are actually printing more money, and if these trillions actually get to like move into Bitcoin, then we'll experience a very huge like a drastic increase, not a drastic, actually a huge increase probably in price or in trading volume, since the dollars are moving um, into Bitcoin. So my question is, how true is this statement that Fed actually owns even Bitcoin, in that they do own the dollar, which in some sense you can say Bitcoin is pegged to, because actually I think that is the biggest market, the Bitcoin against the dollar, or the USDT, which is pegged to the dollar.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you so much. Who would like to answer that question? Any final word? You have any final word, please? Does anybody?
Buy,
Okay, let's have you,
just
Mr.
buy
Chris.
Bitcoin.
Okay.
My word is more personal responsibility.
Okay.
If you get caught in the rain with your paper wallet, that's on you.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. Okay. So let's go real quick for a short break now.
Okay.
Join us tomorrow.
As for me,
Oh, okay.
all I would say is DYOR. Do your own research if you're new to this space. Engage with people who have been in the space, like Crypto TV Plus, Cryptocurrency Academy, Blox TV Live, and the likes of Chris, Sunny. And as for us, the people in the space, let's keep on educating these people. As Jackman said, let's keep on pushing out content. And it all starts somewhere. And one day we'll be able to reach out a bigger audience and educate as many people as we can.
Okay, thank you so much.
Guys,
thank you so much, Mr. Brian. Thank you so much,
guys,
Mr. Jackson. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. It was wonderful having you here. Like I told you, we started today for this particular online event, and it runs till Thursday. So tomorrow we will be doing this. Do well to join us tomorrow. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Crypto TV Plus. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Crypto TV Plus for very interesting content. It's wonderful having you join us today. We look forward to doing more of this tomorrow, learning some more right here in the blockchain industry. My name remains Christabel Otibo, and don't forget that this show was brought to you by Crypto TV Plus. Thank you for watching.
What is Bitcoin halving? Simply put, Bitcoin halving reduces the amount of Bitcoins awarded when a new block is solved and added to the blockchain. Back in 2009, miners were rewarded 50 new Bitcoins for each block that was solved. After 210,000 blocks are solved, which occurs roughly every 4 years, the reward for solving each block is cut in half. In 2012, the first halving occurred, reducing the reward for successfully solving a block from 50 Bitcoins to 25. 4 years later, the reward halved again, from 25 Bitcoins to 12.5. Nearly 210,000 blocks later, we're on the cusp of the third halving, which will reduce rewards to 6.25 Bitcoins for every block that is solved. Now, you may be wondering, how will halving affect the price of Bitcoin? Well, nobody knows for sure, but if we look at the historical value of Bitcoins after the 2 previous halvings, you can see that the price of Bitcoin has gradually increased afterwards. Many predict that the price of Bitcoin will increase again after this third halving. It's important to keep in mind that there will only ever be approximately 21 million Bitcoins issued. With each successive halving, the amount of new Bitcoins entering circulation will decrease proportionately until all Bitcoins are mined, which is predicted to happen around the year 2140. Until then, most Bitcoin investors, miners, and speculators hope that the price of Bitcoin will continue to increase as fewer and fewer coins enter circulation.